to TMI Podcast, Too Much Information Podcast, where we discuss important topics in our communities and our world.
Give too much information about them.
Too much information about them. For my first guest, we have the one and only teen, Leslye De Leon.
I'm a teen.
I love that we specify that we're teens.
A teen? That's 17.
That's 17.
Yeah, I'm a teen. She started. I am here because...
She's here because
I'm a guest on the show.
She's a guest. I invited her.
Yes.
Because I believe she has some great thoughts and ideas, and I think we'd like to share them with everybody. So she also has a program, right?
Yeah, I have a project called Minds.Over.Matters, and it's a mental health awareness project, and I think I'm here because I'm going to be talking about mental health.
Yeah, so she's going to inform you guys about her program, which we're going to do right now.
Yeah, if you want to. This whole episode is about mental health.
Yeah.
Anything, but it revolves around mental health.
Yeah, so she has a program and project that, why don't you explain it?
About my project? Stuff that I've been working on right now is doing a Wix website. I haven't finished that yet, but how I've been giving awareness to the community is basically going to College of Marin. I took a psychology course there, and from there I just learned about mental health. I implemented it into a little curriculum, and I presented it to a bunch of kids and people who I've been talking to.
Yeah, that's
in the Latinx community, which was my priority, and it still is going. And I'm right now I'm working on making QR code posters, so anyone in the streets can just click their camera on and read through it, and it'll just talk about the psychology behind stress.
Yeah, I heard you have a TikTok.
Yeah, I also have a TikTok.
Can we get the name?
Yeah, it's at Minds.Over.Matter, all not capitalized.
What do you do over there in TikTok?
I talk about mental health.
Talk about mental health, which I think everybody needs.
Yeah, just anything, psychology, stress, anything about mental health. The series that I'm going to do now is I'm going to talk about solutions to stress that you could do. And I'm going to be talking about how aromatherapy, which is basically therapy of the aroma is smell, sense of smell, therapy smell wise, how people use essential oils and
I love essential oils.
That could be a form of aromatherapy.
I love that. Highly recommend the aroma humidifier with lavender. That just leaves you
chef's kiss
or mint. Oh my god, I love the smell of mint. I'm getting off topic, but
yeah,
I gotta have one in my room. It just
and I talk about other solutions like meditation, and I'm gonna be researching more into this topic so I could inform everyone out there.
Question is, how do you balance your academic and social life? Do they ever clash?
And what do you do? They clash all the time.
Right?
I go to a school that's really hard in terms of giving a bunch of assignments and stuff. So I feel when I went to this school, I kind of sacrificed my social life. And even though I know I can make some time though to regain some of that, but I feel it's not gonna be the same if I do. Yeah. But how do I balance it? I do time management, which is focusing on a specific task for this amount of time. It also includes having a goal, which is I recommend highly, because when you get time management and you do yourself an agenda and write stuff down and make a list of what you need to do, it'll help you actually accomplish that instead of thinking I'm gonna just wing it, how my day's gonna go. How I did that in school before the pandemic, I would go to the library until it closed, and by the time it closed I was already done with all my work, 5:30. And from 5:30 home, I would just chill at home and talk to friends and stuff.
Yeah, my experience was that at first my social life was my priority, so my academic life was basically non-existing. So it was opposite. And but then I had to get it together. I have straight A's. So I suck at time management though.
Yeah, it really helps though.
Yeah, I need to get it together. But I hate being late. I feel like I'm very early though, which is something that's good. Okay, so mental health. I struggle. Most of us struggle.
But I'm low income.
I'm also low income.
And when I went to community clinics,
Yeah, they had like no resources for mental health. At least from my
the
experience.
therapists over there really suck.
They referred me to one, but she like quit.
Yeah, same with
mid-session.
mine. She was like, are you okay? And she
Yeah.
was like, I don't know, it was kind of weird. The doctor there kind of like she tried to make it as if I was being hurt or something, but it wasn't true. I don't know. I think that's kind of dumb. The standards.
The system was really like messed up, especially because a lot of kids like in our community struggle with mental health.
Yeah.
Because they are in low income and don't have resources.
Like about the community, especially like the older generations, is that they disregard mental health as if it's something that it shouldn't be taken care of when it's really it's health. Like schools, you know how schools do PE here, but they don't do anything for your mental health, and I feel like that's a problem with like the whole system, like the whole country. I haven't been to every part of the country, but from what I can say in my community is that I feel like it's being disregarded, and it's not something that's prioritized often. And like although there's sometimes schools will make a day or saying like a mental health day, I feel like it's something they should implement every day, like they do with their PE, because
it's so important.
Yeah.
That your students are like in the right mentality to be able to. I mean, you know, when I had I still have, but like when they were like stronger, I guess. I was the only thing I couldn't even focus on my schoolwork because it was like so my mental health was like so unstable and stuff, and I just couldn't concentrate. So I think like you're right. Schools should like implement mental health into their courses, or have at least like a
something,
moment,
you know,
or like
maybe in the mornings, you know, instead of the Pledge of Allegiance and stuff.
Instead of that, we should like meditate or something, or like
do something,
that's useful.
Implement like a mental health curriculum or something.
I know,
but for the teachers too, because I feel like some teachers could be very insensitive.
Yeah.
Did something like maybe the Marin County Board of Educators like implemented something where the faculty can go. And maybe start off with once a year, because that's what county is. Like they don't do that type of stuff, and they won't take the initiative. So I think they'll do it once a year, and if they do it, I feel like that one day out of the whole 365 days, there'll be like a course for faculty members and stuff like that.
But they're also like they'll say it's like really expensive.
I know.
But I mean, you like the teachers can like teach
literally
that
the counselor could present about it. We talk about it. When I went over there
was no counselors in Davidson.
There was one, and when she asked me to go in there, this person was like, just tell me what's wrong, fix it, and then get the hell out of here. It's basically what my experiences was summed up over there. A lot of people say she's nice, but I don't know.
Mine was that there wasn't any. There was no one made us aware that there was a counselor.
I had no idea there was a counselor too, until like my teacher's like, oh, you should like talk to somebody, and I don't think it was that helpful. She just told me to get my act together. That's what I got.
Dude, I got sent to the
You know what I get out of this question? Like, how do you balance your academic and your social? I feel like it is like revolved around the theme of mental health that we've been talking about.
Yeah, because
you need good mental health in order to balance your academic life and your social life.
You have to be mentally stable to balance
both. Imagine being depressed,
dude, I went through like a depression, and I was not social.
There's studies going around. I think there's this psychologist called Janiki and Devin Cowards. Their names right, but they made a study on like stress levels, and they basically conducted a stress test, and what they found was Hispanic, low income, people who are unemployed or part-time employed, and also who had like no education, like less than high school, were the ones who were mostly have stress. Latino Hispanic community has been like disregarding mental health.
It's so taboo. That's why in the
they're the ones who have been the most.
They're like, oh, no más estás loca, which you're just crazy. You're just like
mierda de depresión.
Eso no existe, you know. It's like just get over it.
I know, but it's not. Like, how can I get over it when you're out here telling me just get over it? Like, oh yeah, you know what? Next day, I'm gonna just get over it. I'm gonna be nice and happy. I'm gonna do all the chores like a woman's supposed to do in the Latino community.
Exactly.
Like what?
Being
not man
depressed is like goes for days and weeks. Like it doesn't just
it's
change.
Not something you can't just get over it. It's
you
not
can't just be like
butterflies.
you can't just be like, okay, I don't have. You know what? Today I decided not to have depression, so I'm not gonna have it. Maybe tomorrow though. Like you can't just like.
It's not like that. It's not like the switch on and off. It's something like you struggle with, and it can like come from like trauma, low income Latino community here in Canal,
and then
being always financially
being worried, about finances,
healthcare. If you're low income, healthcare is always for you.
Oh yeah, dude. If you need
always.
therapists, like we were talking, like there's like
the therapist clinics do not work. So please, I advise you to not.
Community clinic is like so overcrowded and so overused that like you can barely get an appointment if you like need a dentist or even like a doctor checkup. Like,
I've been talking to so many families, including my friends and stuff, have been telling me their like experience in Marine community clinics is the same thing like with my experience and like my mom's experience where they don't want like to give us services and they're not organized and stuff.
Dude, I know. They like cancel your appointments and they re-give them to you, but then they cancel them.
They'll cancel them again and they'll give you like the wrong thing.
But then they're like, oh, you can't cancel this appointment because we gave it to you, but you can't cancel it even if it doesn't work for you.
But we'll cancel it whenever we want.
Yeah. But then the healthcare, if you want to get better, it's so expensive. It's like thousands of dollars as opposed to, I don't know, like UK, which is like $35.
Yeah.
Which is so crazy, bro, to me.
Yeah, and all of this could affect your mental health, and it's something that like people hold within. And like I feel like with my parents and like the older generation, they don't know that that's called stress.
Yeah, dude, they're just like, oh my god,
like what is that? And then
like cannot relate.
Angry, like being negative, like not feeling at the peak of your performance. That's all stress there. That's all distress.
But they're just like, oh no, es porque estás en el teléfono all the time, or you're like
blame it on the teléfonos en la noche. Like
yo.
That's not it. I like how you're getting blamed on something, but it's not it, you know? It's not it.
I know.
There's this thing called a eustress and distress graph, and it looks like a hill, basically. It goes down, and it increases, and then it goes back down again, and there's, in the middle of it, there's a line called the optimal level. So if you have an optimal level type of stress, because everyone experiences stress, and then only people know the bad stress, which is distress. Yeah, like the term is distress, which is like negative performance, like just feeling depressed and stuff, and not feeling like you're doing your best that day. Versus the other stress is called eustress, which is EUS stress, basically EU stress, and this stress is associated with like feeling at your best, and the optimal level is like basically you feeling at your peak and doing like your best performance. You feeling like you can just take on any challenge, right? Yeah. That's the stuff that like that's what the stress that we want to experience. But when people go over the stress, that's when like your mental health is like being deteriorated, and like it can even like fuck you up physically, and that's something that people don't know. Like they might think like, oh, maybe I'll just be depressed, it's just depression, get rid of that. Yeah. It can physically, like you can develop your other diseases and stuff like that.
Your body would just know that your body just knows that you're depressed, because obviously you malnourished, your sleep is all wrong, so you.
It's kind of sad because people aren't getting the help that they want.
I know.
Because like even if you're like low income and you can't afford a therapist, so you'll go to your local community clinic.
Dude, like just take a look at San Francisco. They have they have like a lot of homeless, and they like have mental health. There's no help. Like I don't know if you like heard. There's like an asylum, and they had like these people, and they just like closed the asylum and just let them out in the streets.
Oh my god, yeah.
You heard about it,
I learned about that. Yeah,
dude,
I took a psychology course at COM, and I learned about it. And that's so sad. Most of the homeless are actually people who are like mental patients,
Yeah, and they're just out like that and by themselves, and most of them don't have families, or their families have passed away or want nothing to do with them. And it's like so sad to see them like in the streets with no help, and if they try to get help, they're like rejected because they're homeless.
There's a bunch of homeless under like that one highway bridge that goes to like Canal or like Richmond.
Yeah.
But actually I think
in LA, like too, there was like a section for just homeless. Like bus drivers would drop off like homeless that have mental health, cause I guess the rich people didn't want them in their neighborhoods and stuff.
Yeah.
It was.
County was giving tents to the homeless people because they have like if you drive by that bridge, like where Little Mandarin is.
Yeah.
Like around the streets there, you'll see that they have like new tents and stuff.
Oh yeah, like on that there's like a place that's like. The highway under there?
Yeah, it used to be in front. They used to live out in front of there, but they moved them more back.
They also put gates and stuff, so they couldn't get in, which is like so messed up.
Yeah, I don't know how that sistema is, but I just remember like I just feel bad. I wish I could help out. I don't know how though, so I think I'm gonna have to just live into it. Oh my god! But you know what I learned? Mental health has actually kind of improved with this whole pandemic going on because a lot of people are uniting and talking about like. Oh, let me talk about like a crisis, and like they'll be more understanding because they've just went through a crisis together, which was a pandemic. So they know the feeling of like being alone and like struggling.
Yeah. Did you hear about that new law in Texas about the abortion?
Oh my God.
That you can't abort if you got SA. You can.
Mental health.
Imagine
I can't.
Having control, like having someone control your body and what you have to do with it. It's like. That actually does. I mean, like, the trauma and the thing that reminds you of your trauma.
I know.
That's like.
And as a child, and the child will probably learn to grow up to, like, know that, oh, my mother did.
Which would add another person into the foster care.
Can I address something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think, like, before this, I don't know what timestamp or anything, but I said something, like, about, like, Latina moms, like, expecting their daughters to, like, click off depression and, like, go back to, like, cleaning the kitchen and like, I mean, like, as a Latina, like, I've experienced that.
Yeah.
Like, there's, like a hierarchy here where men are more preferred in, like, in our Latinx community.
Especially in the Latinx community.
And that's why I said that. I didn't want to, like, my beliefs are not women should be in the kitchen.
Machismo is, like,
machismo
pretty strong here.
Dominant. But I feel like with, like, Gen Zers, no, I just feel like as we grow up, like, the new generations are realizing that machismo is kind of dumb.
I think that's like, I'm sorry, I'm like ranting about like machismo, but it's like so.
But I think it goes with our theme of mental health because machismo can really like mess up, especially like I kind of feel bad for, I do feel bad for like the brown kids and like the Latinos or Latinx
females
who identify as like gay.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Like, males machismo who want to be gay, but also have to face machismo. Like what? Like and also just like gay people in general, like for the Latino community or Latinx community.
It's so hard to like be in your own community.
That's like the harshest shit to go through if you want to be gay and want to like.
But you live in like a community where it's so like they're like it's they like see as something that's like wrong and something that's a sin.
Better like we're actually thinking no like that's been happening, but. Like the awareness of that is getting bigger, I would say.
But I don't know. I feel like since like we're gonna take up like the community because we're like the future. I feel like our mentality has changed and it'll be more open. At least hopefully, like everybody will be accepting of each other. Of course, there'll still be like issues.
There'll still be backlash and stuff.
Yeah, there'll still be backlash. There'll still be. But if we can change at least like a little bit, I think it'll inspire other people.
Like advice that I would give people about taking care of their mental health is just search up apps that help with meditation. There's this app called Relax Melodies where it's just like a meditation app where it could be guided meditation and you can also find sounds that you find appealing, like wave sounds, bird sounds, wind sounds, and you can meditate with them. I find it so cool. I've been using that app, and you could use it before going to sleep in the morning. They have sessions for whatever occasion that you're on.
I guess my piece of advice would be definitely use a humidifier for the essential oils. Those are really relaxing. Okay guys, next guest will be Fabiola and Jasmine, and they will be presenting a project and concept that they created too. And also peace and love.
Peace and love.
Peace and love. that wraps up the podcast. Okay, bye guys.
Hey guys, I just wanted to share a behind the scene moment so you guys can come and experience the creation of a TMI podcast.
We literally had a conversation and we literally stopped it because we like went over time.
Yeah, I think we went over.
Oh my god. It starts tonight. We're just all here, all four of us. There's four of us, yeah. Zoom, 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 zoom. Also from Pitch Perfect.
I'll be leaving the TMI podcast email if anybody wants to email me about any questions or comments they had. Also, I will be linking Leslie's information down below, like her TikTok, and when her website is done, I will be linking it in the description.